Um, so let's now discuss the activity number 6. I think this is already activity number 6 under the module number 6, um, entitled Financial Planning and Resource Generation. So this is only first part of the financial plan, wherein we are going to discuss how to estimate your startup capital. So this includes all the expenses prior to the actual production stage or production of the product, and including 1 year estimation of all the expenses to be incurred um, during the production of the or actual production of the product. Okay, so this activity is entitled the Startup Capital Estimation or Computation, activity number 6 or number 7. Please paki-check na lang kung pang ilang activity na natin tong startup capital estimation. Okay, so to start uh, the discussion about the startup capital estimation, I'd like to discuss first what is startup capital. Okay, so startup capital refers to the money raised by a new company in order to meet its initial cost. When we say initial cost, this includes all the expenses or expenditures of a particular company prior to the start of the development period or development of the product. So you can already identify some siguro no na mga ano natin expenses prior to the start of the development of the product, which includes include the purchasing of the equipment to be used in the manufacturing of the product, the construction, probably the construction or um, uh, renovation of office or that the production area if you needed a warehouse. Those are the initial costs of the company application of permits, necessary permits, licenses, ano pa yung mga po pwede nating may consider as part of the initial cost. So lahat ng mga yun class o yung expenditures natin before or prior to the establishment or opening ng mismong company natin, that those expenditures are considered to be under or considered to be a part of the initial cost. Okay, so again, initial costs are part of the startup capital natin. Okay, how startup capital works. No? So young companies that are just in the development phase are called startups. No? So we made mention of this in our previous discussion or lecture in module number module number 6, no? In our previous video. So startup companies are those companies na nag-uumpisa pa lamang, no? So they are still trying to venture into product development and of course marketing of the product. So those are these startup companies. So these companies are founded by one or more people who generally want to develop a product or service and bring it to the market. Okay, so that is startup capital. Okay, so paano nga ba tayo mag-generate later on or mag-raise ng fund, no? In establishing our company or startup venture. So nakasali naman sa discussion natin in the previous module also the different startup fundraising methods na po pwede ninyong gawin for you to be able to raise funds, no? So but before you raise funds, you must know first, no, magkano nga ba ang kailangan mong i-raise na pondo. So again, we have to estimate first the capital. So magkano ang capital? So again, you have to be careful in estimating your capital kasi once na may na-miss ka lang na ano, let's say no, na-miss mo yung instead of 1 year na salary ng mga employees mo, naging 10 months lang. Naku, malaking problema 'yon kasi nga if you are employing let's say 100 people, 100 staff, then malaking ano na 'yon, no, times 2. If Kung may mga benefits pa sila, then medyo malaking pera na yung na mismo dun sa may estimation mo. Parang ano lang yan, class, if you are, for example, you're a contractor, nag-enter ka into a bidding, no, for a construction of a, let's say, no, it's a house, 2-story residential. So, pumunta ka sa final bidding, nag-submit ka ng ano mo, ng bidding documents mo, then upon opening the envelope, ang layo ng ano mo, ang layo ng estimation mo dun sa kabilang ano, sa kabilang company, no? So yun pala, meron kang na-miss na isang ano, let's say tiling works, na-miss mo yung tiling works as part of the program of works. Malaking ano na yun, malaking pera yun, di ba? So seems true with this one. So kapag na-short ka because you miss something in the estimation of your startup capital, malaking problema kapag ongoing na yung construction. 'Di ba parang sa ano lang din 'yon, sa contractor na binigay nating example. So since hindi niya na-include si tiling works, wala siyang magagawa. If the contract ay na-award sa kanya, then kailangan niyang ibigay kung ano yung nasa kontrata, no? At kung based dun sa ano, sa binigay niya na bid amount. Okay, so it seems true sa ating ano sa ating business, no? So if you miss something sa inyong capital, maganda if you have a extra fund or extra personal fund na po pwede mong ibigay, no? Anytime na kunwari nag-short ka ng capital estimation at meron kang pera to replenish siguro or to ano na po pwede mo munang ibigay, then okay lang kapag gano'n. Pero kung ang pinag-uusapan na ay medyo malaki-laking mga amount at malaki yung mga na ano mo na mismo na ano, na mismo na mga items dun sa may ano mo, dun sa may estimation mo, then malaking problema later sa pag-ano natin ng pagpapatakbo or takbo ng ating company. Okay? So that's startup capital. Next is the introduction to startup cost. So starting a business comes with a range of expenses. So collectively known as your startup costs or your initial expenditures. So those costs or these costs can be divided into two main categories. The one-time cost and the ongoing cost. From the term itself, siguro meron na kayong idea kung ano yung mga costs, okay? Kung ano yung mga expenditures ng isang company na napapabilang sa one-time cost at kung ano-ano yung mga expenditures na napapabilang sa mga ongoing costs or sa ongoing costs. Diba? So, isa-isahin natin yung dalawang category under the startup cost. So, let's start with the one-time cost. One-time cost encompass various elements such as the legal fees, permits, licenses, equipment, initial inventory, website development, and marketing materials. So this cost incurred or typically incurred before your business opens its doors to customer. So basically, parang sinabi lang natin, class, na ang mga one-time cost natin, ito yung mga expenditures na na-incur natin or expenditures of a particular company or startup company. Okay? Bago siya nagsimulang mag-produce or mag-develop ng kanyang mga product. Okay? So, ano-ano itong mga ito? No? Legal fees, malamang, no? Because they needed to consult a lawyer para dun sa kanilang pagbuo ng company. And applications of necessary permits, okay? And licenses from concerned government agencies. Permits din, application of their business permit, whatever permit na kailangan nila, environmental compliance certificate if your company ay related to let's say manufacturing na merong mga may mga hazardous wastes na involved as byproduct rather kung may mga byproduct siya na hazardous chemicals then or toxic wastes, then you have to apply for environmental compliance certificate. So that's part of the permits and licenses that you have to apply. Equipment. Ito yung mga equipment natin in the manufacturing of the product. So kailangan mo ba ng mga conveyor belt? Kailangan mo ba ng mga whatever equipment na kailangan ninyo on the dun sa manufacturing phase ng product ninyo. Diba? Sa packaging din also, di ba? So you have to include all of those equipment sa inyong startup cost. Okay? So, unless sabi ko nga, since you are still a startup, kung ayaw nyo munang gumamit ng mga equipment at gusto ninyo ay halos manual pa lang, then saka na lang kayo mag-automate kapag medyo malaki-laki na yung kita ng company nyo, okay lang din naman. But you have to be specify on the financial planning nyo later on or on the business plan. Kasi business plan is our next topic na, no? Next module na. So you have to indicate on your business plan that initially you're going to do it the traditional way muna before automating, no? But you have a plans later on to automate your manufacturing. Pwede din yon. Okay? So of course, initial inventory din, no? Initial inventory refers to the raw materials. Okay? Yung mga needed raw materials natin in the production of your actual product or development of your actual products. So ano-ano yung mga raw materials na kailangan ninyo? Of course, you're going to acquire them. And of course, since in-acquire mo na siya prior to the then it is considered under the one-time cost. Okay? So last is the website development, no? If you wanted to have your own website, kailangan mo ng web developer, di ba? You have to hire a web developer. Alam naman natin ang web developer ay hindi siya tuloy-tuloy or regular na trabaho, no? You can just hire a website developer and bayaran mo siya the entire duration. Hindi ganon, no? It's just a parang contractual or part-time job lang ito. They were going to create your website and then babayaran mo na lang sila upon of course completing their your website na pinagawa mo. That's a website development. And of course, marketing materials. So simulan mo nang mag-marketing ng iyong product para by the time that you already that you will already going to dispatch o kaya introduce sa market yung product mo or your first batch of your product, then meron ng knowledge yung mga tao or aware yun na yung mga tao or yung mga ating mga customers sa iyong mga product. Okay, that's still part of the one-time cost, no? Marketing materials. So again, no, you have to be specific also what type of marketing ang ilalagay ninyo. Ano ka na ba ng radio ka na ba sa may radio ka na ba maglalagay ng advertisement mo o yung ads mo or marketing mo or sa television or what type of marketing ang anin ninyo, and of course the corresponding cost. Anyway, maanod nyo mamaya yan kapag nasa may na tayo format para mas maintindihan ninyo kung ano yung sinasabi natin ditong specific type of marketing ang ating ilalagay, no, para mayroon siyang corresponding cost. The next is the ongoing cost, refers to the cost that natin, our expenses natin, day-to-day expenses dito, pero on the actual, parang monthly, no? Just for example, tingnan mo to class, include the rent, ay ito pala, no? Magkaiba to should you decide to construct your own office, construction of the office class, if that is construction of the office, okay. So again, class, no, should you decide to have or to construct your own office or production area, then nasa may sa may one-time cost siya. Pero kapag ikaw ay magli-lease or go enter into a lease agreement or mag-rent ka ng isang office space, take note, no, ang mga office space kapag nag-rent ka, commonly class, nag-aano pa kayo you still have to spend for the renovation of the office to make the the office or the space conducive for working. Okay? So yung cost mo for the renovation is still part of the ongoing of the one-time cost, and yung rent na niya is considered already as part of the ongoing cost. That's monthly rent. Okay? And you have to be specific also doon sa may specifications of your office. Kapag nag-rent ka, you have to indicate what is the floor area, probably siguro the location, because location could also affect yung ating price, no, yung ating rent or lease. di ba? Then you have to include all of those or specify all of those under the specifications dun sa may ating format maya-maya, no? Utilities, no? Ito yung mga internet ano natin, electric, ano pa yung mga ano natin? Electric, internet, water, telephone, if you are still paying for telephone bills, ano pa yung mga commonly na ano natin. So you have to include that under your utility cost. Okay? Employee salaries also is part of the ongoing cost because you are paying it monthly. Okay? Monthly itong mga ito. Inventory replenishment, no? Kunwari, 1 month lang yung binili mo dun sa may one-time cost. You still remember, no? Dun sa may one-time cost kanina, balik natin. Sa may one-time cost kanina, meron that part dito na inventory, initial inventory. Still remember, initial inventory, let's say pang 1 month lang, no, good for 1 month lang ang binili mo na material, di ba? Na ano, na raw material. Therefore, the next month, okay, kasali na ulit dito yung inventory replenishment mo. Why? Kasi nga, you have to buy again raw materials for succeeding month or operations mo or monthly operations mo. Okay? Otherwise, kung binili mo naman na the entire let's say 1 year na yung binili mo, good for 1 year supply na yung binili mo, then okay lang din naman. If that's good for 1 year supply, then ilagay mo na lang siya sa may one-time cost. Wala na siyang ongoing cost na inventory replenishment. Okay, I hope naintindihan, no, regarding sa may inventory replenishment natin. Marketing also, no, meron namang marketing dun sa kanina, dun sa umpisa. Bakit may ano na naman, may marketing na naman for the ongoing cost? So it's up to you, class, kung magko-continue pa rin yung marketing nyo every month. Okay? So if you will continue to do marketing every month, okay? Then you have to put that on your ongoing cost. Pero kung gusto ninyo, one time na lang yung yung marketing ninyo, dun sa una na lang, umpisa na lang, then nasa may one-time cost na lang siya. So again, it will be case-to-case basis depending on the strategy, probably strategy ng team ninyo kung paano kayo bebenta later on ng inyong mga produkto. Okay? And of course, day-to-day expenses natin, no? When we say day-to-day expenses, probably siguro these are the other expenses natin, miscellaneous expenses natin, no? Like for example, pampagas ng mga vehicle ninyo, mga ganyan, vehicle, no? Service vehicle ng delivery truck, mga ganyan, no? Pagpapakain kapag merong may overtime. Now, those are included on the day-to-day expenses. Or pwede rin naman communication allowances ng mga nasa management level na mga employees ninyo. Okay? Ongoing cost din yun. So on top of the employee salary also, kung let's say on your financial policy, magbibigay kayo ng mga SSS, Pag-ibig, PhilHealth ng mga ninyo, then again, still part of the ongoing cost. Okay? So you have to be tingnan nyo maigi kung ano yung mga possible na costs or expenditures na pwedeng pagkagastusan ng company niyo later on. So as much as possible, tingnan natin lahat ng anggulo para wala tayong ma-miss na mga costs. Okay? Next is ano pa yung mga possible loan. For example, yung inyong capital or total capital cost nyo ay nagmula sa bangko. Okay? Niloan nyo sa bangko. By the time na i-download na yung sa inyo, yung loan amount sa inyo class, the following month magsisimula na ang amortization o yung bayad mo ng loan. So hindi mo po pwedeng sabihin kay bangko that na kailangan niya mag-antay ng until such time na meron ka ng kita. Hindi po ganon, no? The following month, automatically class, magsisimula ka na rin ang babayaran mo sa bangko. And again, dapat nakalagay na rin siya sa may ongoing cost. Kung ang inyong capital ay nagmula sa lending institutions like banks or sa mga financial institutions natin. Okay? So, you have to take note of the ongoing cost natin. Okay? Next, ito na yung ating format na gagamitin in our part 1 of the financial plan po natin. So again, as mentioned earlier, the startup cost or startup capital estimation is subdivided into two parts, the one-time cost and the um, ongoing cost, no? Under one-time cost, nilagay ko dito the production needs. Equipment needed, no? Ganito yung pag-ano natin class, no? Ganito yung pag-present natin, no? So, using the same format or presentation or table, ganito yung gawin natin, no? Production needs. Letter A, tools and equipment needed. Okay. So, I period. Let's say, no, kailangan mo ng welding machines. Welding machine, quantity isa. Unit specification, specify what's the specification of that particular equipment and tools. No, welding machine, ilan? Parang ganon. You have to indicate in here the corresponding specification. And of course, the unit cost. Okay? And then I period. Ano pa yung mga other equipment na po pwede yung gamitin? Hindi na ako nag-ano dito, class. Bigyan na lang ako ng isang example. Kasi nga, magkakaiba kayo ng mga product. So therefore, magkakaiba kayo ng mga tools and equipment na kailangan in the production of your product. Kasi baka mas makalito kapag dinamihan ko yung mga example ko dito. Basta, ang importante dito, ang importante is ipakita natin kung paano yung format or formatting at sundan nyo na lang siya. So, and so on and so forth na to class, no? Hanggang sa ma-list daw ninyo lahat ng mga possible tools and equipment na kailangan ninyo. Then letter B, safety gears, no? Tanggalin yung sa safety gears dun sa letter A, ilagay yun sa pangalawa. Safety, pwedeng ilagay na ano, occupational safety and health requirements under the DOLE, because manufacturing is considered as one of the high risk na mga occupation, di ba? On the manufacturing part or factory, mga ganyan, no? Basta on manufacturing na they have to operate na yung mga machine or ano pa yung mga ano natin, no? They are exposed into, let's say, no, if that's welding, they are exposed into health risks, like the fumes at mga ano. So ang daming mga ano. Then we have to adhere on the DOLE, occupational safety and health policies to protect our employees and staff. No? Then again, no, under safety, occupational safety and health equipment or requirement, period, boots, mga ganyan, no? As safety boots, no? Then quantity, ganyan. So again, no, dire-diretso ulit yan. Initial inventory, specify kung ilang duration, no? Again, nabanggit na natin to kanina, pinaalala ko na, if that's initial inventory, good for 1 month only, then ilagay mo dito good for 1 month only. Kaya siya under one-time cost. But should you decide to already purchase a raw material that's already good for the entire year, then wala na siya sa may wala na siya sa may ongoing cost mo. Kasi nga, binili mo na for the entire year eh. So, ano pang bibilhin mo dun sa second month? Di ba? Wala na. Kasi nabili mo na. Parang ganon. So, nasa may one-time cost na lang siya. Again, pag meron pa kayong ibang mga naisip na po pwedeng idagdag dito under production needs, then you can put it in here. I think packaging also is part of this one-time cost. Yes, one-time cost. Production needs natin. Okay, the packaging natin. Yung mga pagbili nyo ng mga packaging materials. Okay, so include that on your production needs. Next. Okay, next is the physical resources. Under one-time cost pa rin, no? Construction and renovation of the space. Again, period, then the corresponding item, etc., until makumpleto nyo lahat ng mga pangangailangan niyo on construction and renovation of your office space. Okay? So, ito is parang lump sum na yung ginawa natin dito, no? Construction of office building. Siguro masyado naman ng OA kung the entire program of works pa ng or detailed estimate pa ng construction ng building ang ilalagay natin. Like for example, ilagay mo pa dito yung rad, mga semento, mga ganyan. Hindi na, no? Iano mo na lang siya as lump sum ng isang buong area. Okay? So you can make use of the of the rough estimate natin, no, dun sa may building systems design ninyo. I'm sure, no, na ituro na sa inyo kung paano mag-rough estimate ng building. So you can use that as a basis in the computation of your unit cost. I think yung bago lang na nakita ko sa my arc2024.org, parang ganon. It's in website ng mga architect, they say ang bagong ngayon, rate ng rough estimate natin is nasa 18,000 peso per square meter for a rough, ano lang natin, rough finish. And fully furnished natin, when we say fully furnished, no, alam niyo naman na yan, kasi tapos nyo na yung BSD ninyo, meron na siyang mga tiles, meron na siyang mga ceiling works, lahat-lahat na yung mga ano natin, is kompleto na, no? Then you can already estimate around 35. I'm not really sure, but you can check the website, no, 35,000 or siguro naibigay or discuss naman na sa inyo during your building systems design, di ba? I think that's 35,000 per square meter for a fully furnished na mga ano natin, no? Fully furnished na mga structure. Then pwede nyo gamitin yun sa basis of course of the estimate of estimating your unit cost. Okay? And etc. No, for the if that's a renovation, then put it in here. Acquisition of your service vehicle, included in here. Ano pa? Yung mga vehicles, ano pa yung mga possible kaya na po pwede din yung pagkagastusan. Kung may mga ano pa kayo, physical resources, may mga possible natin ilagay dito. At take note class, no, mention din pala dito, including all the equipment or appliances, okay, that you have purchased for the office, no? So included in here, no, II period, mga ganyan, include nyo na din dito, photocopier machine, mga ganyan, ilang printer, what type of printer, ilang desk, ilang table, ilang air conditioning unit, ilang ref, whatever mga office na kailangan ninyo, included in here in the physical resources. Okay? And acquisition of your service vehicle, and then of course, ayan na yung trabaho ni financial manager is yung mag-research ng unit specification and at the same time the unit cost of the physical resources or all the the itemized na mga natin, materials natin as part of your startup capital estimation. One-time cost naman class. Under one-time cost, the miscellaneous costs, legal permits, and website development, marketing materials, etc. Then you have to specify it in here. Okay, for your one-time cost. Legal fees, 1.0, unit specification, what type of permits yung mga iyon, no? Mayor's permit, business permit, etc., etc. Since lahat naman yung unit natin, then you can put it in here, lump sum rather, you can put it in here. The lump sum probably it ranges from how much, mga ganyan. BIR, mga ganon, di ba? Kailangan nyo din ng BIR. Kailangan nyo din ata ng, ano pa kailangan ng mga business ngayon? DTI. Okay? Mga DTI na mga permit. Dami, no? BFP permit. Yep, no? Paki-check nyo na lang sa, internet kung ano yung mga kailangan, no? In applying for the necessary permits from the concerned government agencies kapag magpapatay tayo ng mga ganitong Okay? So, magkakaiba kasi case-to-case basis kasi magkakaiba naman kayo ng mga pinoproduce. May mga mangilan-ngilan sa inyo na kailangan pa ng ECC. May mga mangilan-ngilan na hindi naman na kailangan. Diba? Ano pa yung mga ninyo possible na pwede natin idagdag as part of the legal fees and permits natin. Okay? So, I think lang kayo nang bahalang mag-research, no, depending on the nature of your business later on. Magkakaiba kasi kayo, no? Then website development, bahala na din si yan, no, si financial manager ninyo kung magkano or ano yung specification ng website development niya. Okay? And kung magkano ang bayad ng mga web developers, marketing materials, etc. The next part of the sorry class, tama. One-time cost pa rin pala siya. Next is the ongoing cost, operating and maintenance cost, no, rent of your office, utility cost, office supplies, no. Pag sinabi natin utility cost, these are the cost natin na mga bayad ng utilities natin, water, electricity, etc. The ongoing cost is the salary of the employees and other costs natin. No, salary of employees, palitan nyo lang dito class yung unit specification. Change that into duties and responsibilities pagdating kay salary of employees. So for example, salary of employees or compensation, monthly compensation, mas maganda yata yung salary na term, no? And then period. Ano yung mga mo? Ano yung mga tauhan na ine-employ mo? Okay, manager, quantity, 1. Ilan? Unit specification. What's the duties and responsibility of a manager? Yan. So, bahala na si financial manager na mag-indicate again ng mga duties and responsibilities ng manager. Assistant manager, supervisor. Ano pa yung mga kailangan ninyo? admin, no? Do not forget, no, you needed admin staff, no? Kasi sila yung magpa-prepare ng mga documents, no? Like for example, the salary, magpa-process ng salary, magganyan. So kayo nang bahala, no? Kung ano yung mga gusto ninyong office created. Pero take note, no, wag naman kayong maging ambisyoso masyado na maglalagay na kayo ng Department of Finance, meron na kayong mga ganyan-ganyan, meron na kayong marketing department. Wag mo nang ganun kasi nga startup business pa lang naman kayo, startup venture, no? Make your ano naman, yung plano naman ninyo is medyo ano naman, pa konti-konting development, no? Wag naman yung biglang parang mag-rent na kayo ng office, 10-story yung office ninyo, startup company pa lang naman kayo. Wag naman ganun, no? You have to be ano naman, you have to uh, to really plan naman siguro or choose naman kung ano yung mga napapaano, kung ano yung nababagay sa inyong company, being a startup venture company. Diba? The marketing cost, no, included in here, expenses, other expenses, and of course the liabilities if loan, yung nabanggitan natin kanina. If that is a loan from the government, then the following month you are already obliged to pay for your monthly amortization, okay? Or bayad natin sa bangko kung saan tayo nag-loan. Parang ganun, no? So that's a part of the ongoing cost natin. Ano pa? Ang kailangan natin. We also have the sorry, wala na pala, other cost, no? Kapag meron pa kayo naiisip na possible pang idagdag dito as part of your ongoing cost, pwede lang, no? Ang inaano lang natin dito is the format, no? Yung table lang ang inaano ko sa inyo, nire-require ko. Kasi nga, alam kong magkakaiba kayo ng product at magkakaiba kayo ng pangangailangan. So, I'm sure magkakaiba yung content nito. But the way we present it on the table, pare-parehas kayo dapat. Okay? So, nagbigay ako ng example. I'm sure madali na lang sa inyong gawin ang ating activity. Next, then you have to make your startup capital, summary of cost, no? Get the sum of the one-time cost, get the sum of the ongoing cost, and of course, taking the summation of the two, then you have your total cost. This total cost now, class, represents now, or that is now your startup capital. Okay, ito na yung estimated startup capital natin. At yan na yung i-generate ninyo or i-raise ninyo gamit naman yung previous module na na-discuss natin, no? So fundraising, startup fundraising. So magkano kaya ang kailangan mong i-raise na fund? Okay? So then we come up with your capital later on, capital structure or cost structure. Sorry, capital structure pala. Ilan doon ang kaya ninyong ibigay, ilan yung hindi niyo mapupunan, i-open nyo for investment. Kung wala mag-invest, ilon nyo sa bangko. Mga ganon, di ba? That's your capital structure. So anyway, pag-usapan natin yan, no, kapag tayo ay nasa part 2 na ng financial planning, wherein we are going to estimate naman kung nasa magkano ang magiging presyo ng bawat produkto na ibebenta ninyo. Again, that's startup capital. And last part of the startup capital estimation, report or activity is the assets and liabilities of the company as part of your financial plan. You have to list down all the assets of the company in here. Bumili kayo ng sasakyan, bumili kayo ng lupa at saka yung kinatitirikan ng inyong office, yung mismong cost ng office at saka yung lupa, that's still under the assets of the company. Okay? Ano pa? Yung pinambili nyo ng mga equipment, no? Those are part of your assets. Then you have to mention it in here. If you have applied for a patent, take note class, a patent is still part of the asset. A patent can be used. Yung patent dun sa may kung na-approve yung patent niyo, you applied for a patent, di ba? Dun sa discussion natin ng intellectual property rights before. If your application for the intellectual property right, particularly patent, let's say, no, invention yung nagawa ninyo, then you applied for a patent. That particular patent now can be listed as part of your assets. At pwede mo siyang gamitin class, no? Take note, pwedeng gamitin yung asset as a collateral ata, no? Kasi may nabasa ako na patents can be used as a collateral, okay? Dun sa bangko. Okay? Parang assurance dun sa bangko, no? That product ay talagang sa inyo. Parang gano'n. That's part of the assets natin. Liabilities natin, no? Kapag ito naman yung mga loans natin na kinuha sa bangko, those are your liabilities. Okay? So you have to list them all dito sa assets and liabilities of your company. So financial manager, I think that's the end of my my presentation. Financial manager, you are uh, tasked as the of course, overall na taga prepare or ng document na ito, financial plan. And of course, financial manager, financial marketing manager, please do help naman yung inyong uh, uh, financial managers kasi medyo matrabaho, lalo-lalo na kapag ang dami-dami yung nilist down ng mga specifications ng mga items dito, then kailangan niyang kasing i-research lahat ng specification ng mga yon as well as the unit price of those particular items na binanggit ninyo. Masyadong matrabaho. So I hope magtulungan kayong lahat to have or to make sure na mayroon kayong maipapasa na maganda-gandang output for the financial plan. Again, ulitin lang po natin, dun nabanggit na natin to in our discussion in the previous video lecture natin on module 6, na ang financial plan natin, a well-executed financial plan, napakadaming possible na pwede nating makuha out of a sabi nga natin, well-prepared, okay, well-executed na financial plan. Investors, madali makakuha, di ba? Pagdating sa inflow and cash flow, hindi ka madaling malulugi ang company mo because you have a basis in deciding for as far as decisions regarding money matters sa company nyo is concerned. Meron kang basis of your decision. And a lot more benefits if you have a well-executed financial plan. That's why I am appealing to the financial manager. Hopefully, makapag-produce tayo na medyo maganda-ganda naman na financial plan para pagdating ng demo day ninyo, you are very much, medyo proud naman kayo later on to present your output. Kasi nga, alam ninyo na well-executed yung ating mga financial plan. Although, 2 parts lang naman yung anin natin, at least, yung prepare natin na part ng financial plan ay at least knowledgeable kayo. So later on, itong diniscuss natin na ito, pwede nyo ding i-apply sa mga business ninyo if you wanted to engage on business ventures later on kapag kayo ay graduate na, pwede nyo naman ding itong mai-apply on your actual na mga sa actual, para hindi naman kayo basta-basta na lang na magbe-venture sa isang business without the knowledge or without kahit konting knowledge man lang regarding business operations. Okay? So again, next natin will be business planning. Medyo na siya, and of course included in the business plan ang marketing plan. So kung ang magpupuyat ngayon is financial manager, by next week or next week si marketing manager naman, and at the same time the entire group will going to come up with the business plan. Anyway, tutulungan ko naman kayo at tuturuan ko ulit kayo kung paano gagawin yung business plan nyo. Though you already have your business plan activity when you have your entrepreneurship during high school or senior high school, i-review lang natin, i-refresh natin at gagawa ulit tayo ng business plan. Okay? Business plan for your though we already have the business model canvas, sabi ko nga, it's almost similar to that of a business plan. Still, you have to produce a business plan. Okay? At magagamit nyo ulit yun later on. May apply nyo kapag kayo ay magtatayo later on ng inyong mga business. Okay? Ayun lang, That's the end of my presentation for the activity number 6 or number 7. Okay? Kapag natapos nyo na ito, class, please be prepared to present your output on Saturday. I think Saturday yung ating meeting. Tama, Saturday yung ating laboratory o meeting natin. So you will be asked to present or to pitch later on your output for this particular activity. Okay, then we have to critique your output, and then after Saturday we have the marketing plan. Okay, next week. Pero online na lang din siguro kasi nga I promise naman I have promised na ibibigay ko sa inyo the entire month of May for your prototype development. So ayun siguro, no? I'm expecting na medyo maganda-ganda naman yung mga ipapasa ng mga output, no, ng mga prototypes because you have I've given you an ample time for you um to come up with your prototype. And of course, parang nung start ng April pa ata, hindi ko na pinapapasok yung mga developers ninyo para makapag-focus na sila on your prototype development, no? So ayun, no? So I'm hoping for a very good output, mapa-prototype man yung paper ninyo na business plan later on to the prototype that you're going to present. I am expecting the best from you guys. Okay? So thank you so much. I'll see you on the next lecture video wherein we are going to discuss naman business development or business plan development natin. Sorry, ito pala yon. Business plan, tama. Business plan and lean startup canvas natin. Okay? So thank you so much. And I'm expecting for your presentations or pitching on our next meeting. Okay? Or face-to-face meeting scheduled on Saturday. Thank you.